Hello, my name is Chrissy Hodges. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am an advocate for OCD, in particular, pure OCD, which is the name of the community of individuals that struggle with intrusive thoughts and mental rituals. It's also the name of my memoir. Hello, Pure OCD, the invisible side of obsessive compulsive disorder. This outlines my experience with OCD up until I got treatment. NoCD, and OCD is an app. Inside that app, you can find resources, you can connect to other people, and they also offer telehealth across the world. And so check them out at treatmyocd.com to find out more about their treatment options and also to join a community that might be helpful for you in your recovery journey. I am a certified peer support specialist working with people all over the world to provide support as they're working toward recovery and referral consultations. I also run 8-week closed groups for people so they can meet other people around the world. I am someone that moderates those groups as well. Go to chrissyhodges.com to find out a little bit more about those and how to join. Today, I want to talk about, I have not done a video on this, and it always comes up in groups, so I wanted to do something about it today. Sleep, and OCD. There's so many things that can come out of the loss of sleep or the fear of the loss of sleep. So I just really wanted to address it today. And mainly, I'm just going to hit just a couple points on this. Firstly, to assure you that you're not alone. Sleep can sometimes seem really separate from OCD, but it is not. It can be absolutely combined and can impact OCD, and then can make you feel like it's going to impact OCD, which can make things very scary. And we'll go into that in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I want to address is, the loss of sleep when you're struggling with OCD. I mean, anxiety, as we know, can really impact sleep, whether that's sleeping too much because you're depressed and you don't, I just want you to make sure that you know that depression doesn't just cause you to sleep too much. Depression can also cause you to not sleep at all, which can make things really hard. But sometimes when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You just want to sleep. Sleep feels like your only escape. And with OCD, especially if you're getting pounded with intrusive thoughts, sometimes it does feel like all I want to do is sleep. Sleep is my only way to escape this. And that can feel very scary when you're going to sleep and you just don't want to wake up. And then when you wake up, you're getting bombarded with thoughts, right? Your cortisol levels are super high. Your anxiety is super high. And then you just think to yourself, I have to get through this day just to get back to sleep. That is a really tough way to live. It is a really tough phase to be in. I completely understand this. When I was going through OCD, oh my God, at my worst, even though OCD would also enter my dreams, which I'll talk about in just a second. When I was depressed, I mean, sometimes it would just be like, get me back home and so I can sleep, because sleep is the only escape that I had. So I understand that. And I understand that even when you get the sleep, when you're experiencing all this, how exhausting it can be. And the reason why I say that is because intrusive thoughts are exhausting. Anxiety is exhausting. Having your central nervous system up and active all the time is exhausting. So I'm so sorry if you are going through this, but just know that this is common and you're not alone. Let's move on to dreams. Sometimes you're scared to sleep because you're scared of the dreams that OCD can present. A lot of people I talk to talk about how they have like really intense, vivid dreams with OCD, right? And so when that happens, it can be really scary to go to sleep, especially if you're really heightened in your intrusive thoughts. Why? Because intrusive thoughts can go into your dreams. And the moment you wake up, you think to yourself, oh my God, it's entered my psyche. That must mean it's real. Or you think to yourself, people wouldn't dream about this if it wasn't real. And then let's get into the physical stuff with the dreams. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you have dreams about sex and you have dreams about sexual intrusive thoughts and you wake up aroused, or you wake up and you remember that you orgasmed in your sleep, or you wake up and you are orgasming, that can throw your ass for a loop. I mean, seriously. And so then you're just sitting here questioning, oh my God, why did I have that? I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I've said this on videos before. My dreams are like porn on fire. I have sex dreams all the time. I mean, like all the time. And I regularly wake up and I like to intrusive thoughts in my dreams. Like you know what? I don't have like really good sex dreams. Like, oh yeah, this is what I want. I'm waking up and having an orgasm. It's always the opposite. Why? And I will share with you that this is what I do. Like, now that I know that this is part of OCD, and now that I know that this is part of all of this, I wake up when this happens. I'm usually irritated. It's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh, OCD, yay. I'm like, are you serious again? I just had like an orgy with anything and everything that I don't want to have an orgy with. And I'm waking up having an orgasm. So now when that happens, I wake up and sometimes I'm a little alarmed. And I just think to myself, this is what I think. Well, I guess there's no better way than to wake up with an orgasm. Should I go make some coffee? I mean, I hate that I have to do that, and I hate that response, but it is what I do because I just am not going to feed it. I'm not going to give OCD any sort of leverage to make me believe that my dreams have something to do with it. Now, I also know this is very hard to do because they can be so intense and so vivid, and it is scary. And so I just want to validate that for you, that the dreams are really, really hard when they are entering, when it's combining with your intrusive thoughts. So another thing is the fear of going to sleep and sleepwalking and doing something in your sleep that you don't remember. Let me tell you a story. When I was really little, I used to sleepwalk all the time. This was like really before I can remember that I had OCD really bad. One time I was at my grandmother's house. I know this is irrelevant, but I just have to share it with you. And I got up and I was sleepwalking. I think I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. And I remember all of this. Isn't that weird? I remember like the sleepwalking. I got up and I was walking through the house. Grandmother lived on a farm. And with a pool and everything. And so I went out of the house. I remember like walking by the door and seeing the shotgun by the door and looking at it and stopping and then like turning and going out the door, unlocking the door and going out the door. I remember seeing the pool and I went over to the car. I'm little and I'm starting to open the handle and I woke up and I was like, but here's the kicker. I had locked the door on the way out because I didn't want anyone to break in and hurt my family. This was when I was in the phase of like, I'm worried people are going to break in and murder my family. So I locked myself out. It was like 3 a.m. at my grandmother's house. So I went and I'm like banging on the door. Like 7 years old. I'm like, Grandma, let me in. And they were like, what are you doing outside? It was like this whole big thing. But anyway, so from then on, especially when I started to get really bad intrusive thoughts, I used to worry, what if I sleepwalk and do something like that, but I actually hurt someone? Because I remember seeing that gun sitting there. I mean, I didn't touch it, nothing, but I thought to myself, oh my God, what if I do? And that was terrifying to me. So then it became this, do I want to go to sleep just in case something bad happens? So that's also a possibility. And I hear people worried about that a lot. The other thing is the fear of not being able to get sleep. And this is a really, really important one. Here comes Sophie. Hello. My little girl, my little French bulldog. So the fear of not being able to sleep can take any and every different route, right? So if you're struggling with sleep or whatever, or maybe you struggle here or there, and then all of a sudden you think to yourself, oh my God, what if I can't ever sleep again? Then that becomes an obsession at night. You can maybe even start thinking about it before it gets dark. Oh my God, what if I can't sleep tonight? Which of course we know, the more you're perpetuating that stuff, the more likely you're probably not going to be able to sleep, right? So then you get in there and you're starting to sleep, or you're doing what you need to do to sleep, and then you're wide awake and you're panicking that you're never going to sleep. So this can just take the form of, oh no, like what if I can't sleep and I fail at work tomorrow and then I lose my job, or this. And then it can also go into the realm of, what if I can't get sleep for so many nights in a row, and now all of a sudden I'm going to lose my mind, or I'm going to experience psychosis, or because, if you don't get sleep for long time, you can experience really, really negative symptoms to your psyche, but also your physical body and everything. I mean, it takes a toll on your body. So that now all of a sudden, that's the big worry. Oh my God, what if I can't sleep? And now I have to start to have all these other symptoms. And then that can go down the realm of, what if I lose what if I'm losing my mind? And what if, I develop another mental illness, or what if I snap and do something awful because I haven't slept? So you see where I'm going with this. I don't need to say many more examples. But this is a very common thing to obsess about. It's just that you don't hear a lot about it, which is surprising to me. I'm sorry. Which is surprising to me, but yes, there are so many realms that you can go down of like obsessions regarding sleep and the fears around that. So I just wanted to do a quick video just so you know that you're not alone with that. Because a lot of times when that comes up in group, people are kind of shocked that other people go, oh my God, I, had a 6-month span where I wasn't, sleeping a lot, and I was worried that I would never be able to sleep again and things like that. What do I do when I get to that point? So I sleep pretty well, luckily. I have kind of had this routine, but when I can't sleep and I start to get a little bit in that cycle, and this is just what I do, by the way, I'm not giving any advice or anything, but one of the things that I do is I do kind of practice some ERP with it. I do kind of just lay there and go, you know what? I'm not going to stress about not being able to sleep. I don't get on any electronics because that doesn't help me. That will start to engage my brain. Sometimes I'll pull out a book and read because I'm not a big reader anyway, or I'll put on a movie that I've seen 1,000 times so that I'm not invested in it. And that way I might just fall asleep just knowing what's going to happen. And then some of the other things that I might do, I know this sounds stupid, but sometimes I might be like, okay, I know I'm panicking right now, so maybe I'm just going to try to name the 50 states. Or I'm going to try to name as many countries as I can in Europe or something like that. And then I get my brain kind of like trying to figure some stuff out while I'm trying, while the lights are off, I'm in the bed or something. And before I know it, like I get to like 15, 20, 30 states and I'm just like, I can't remember the rest and I fall asleep. So I don't know if that's helpful, but it might help you. But anyway, I just thought I would do a quick video about that and just so you know that you're not alone. The sleep piece can be huge, not only in mental health, but with OCD, it can become an absolute obsession in so many different ways. And I'm sure there's more that I didn't mention. These are just these are just things that I hear really, in a lot of ways, like the most that I hear, the most common, and then it usually like spirals into other fears and things like that. Oh, and just really quickly, there's also the fear of sleep because of the loss of control. So if you have a metaphobia, or if you have fear of like, like letting go down there, like poop or pee or something like that, the sleep might impact that. What if I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm throwing up or something like that? So that can also be another one. But anyway, with that said, just wanted to drop this video. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you next time. Go to chrissyhodges.com to find out more about my services, and treatmyocd.com to find out more about OCD. Okay, bye-bye.